welcome to Ellis Mowers and More. Here is a mower that a lot of you may not have even ever heard of, and I definitely didn't hear of until I got one. So this one was free. It's an Eagle Star 12 horsepower Briggs 39-inch cut. So a very unusual cut length, almost like a Dynamart. I actually don't even know who made an Eagle Star mower. I don't know. I think somebody said it may have been made by Noma or something like that. So, very interesting. Unfortunately, I think the engine's blown on this. It is in great shape. It was always kept in a shed or kept in a basement, actually, and used up until a couple years ago, and that's when I got it. It did sit outside for about a year, but I was able to get it into some dry storage a few months. About a year ago when I built the carport back there in the back, or a few months ago. And I'll give you a look around it. I mean, I don't know much about it. I know it's 12 horsepower. I know it's got a bunch of oil around it, and it sounds like it's got a little bit of knocking in the engine. Good news is I've got a 12 horsepower replacement that I could put right on this, and it'll keep on cruising on. So, let's see what we get into with this. Hopefully it's just an engine swap at the very most. Everything else seems free and moving around, so we'll see what we end up getting into, and I'll show you a walk around this thing here next. Alright, so we'll walk around this Eagle Star mower. This thing was made sometime in the 90s. The engine cover's on the front. I can't see the model number for the engine to give an idea, but all original. This was owned by some man up the road that was in his 90s. He is still alive, and just has a guy that I know that cuts grass for him, and he ended up buying a John Deere LX 176. So y'all have seen that on the channel before. But Eagle Star, I believe the model number is down here. A B3912-210, code 1026, made in the USA. Noma Outdoor Products. I just answered my own question. From Tennessee. So pretty neat. Oh, this has got a date code on it. 1991. How about that? So early 90s. Another classic mower that's in pretty good shape. If y'all remember this Murray over here. There it is. I'll give you a quick look one more time because I really enjoy this mower and enjoyed working on this one and fixing it. This one's 8 years newer than that and still in pretty good shape. So we've got 12 horsepower Briggs and Stratton on here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. But the good news is I've got a 12 horsepower Briggs sitting in a mower back in the backyard that I can probably just throw right on here. It's possible that I've got an 11 horsepower or something like that in the shed that I might throw on here because I do have carburetors for both. And hopefully, like I said, it should be a relatively straightforward swap. 4 bolts. I didn't see anything crazy underneath either. So what I'm going to do real quick though, just for kicks, is I want to see if this thing will at least even turn over, number one, and run. I have already repaired the positive battery cable here because it was messed up. So I'm just going to hook a jump box to it, kick the key on, and see if it'll at least turn over. And then I may throw a little bit of starting fluid in just to see what it sounds like when we turn it over, because it's probably not going to sound very good. But if this is just an engine swap, like I said, everything else was relatively free on it. I just need to loosen some stuff back up on it, just from where it has sat for a little bit of time. But I'll check everything, make sure everything's free on it. The belts are in pretty good shape. So we'll see. Alright, so I got a jump box hooked up to this thing. It's got The brake clutch is on the right side of this thing. It does not have brakes currently, so we may have to visit that. And what I'll do is put this, is this a park brake here? It is. And push this, boost it, will it crank? It actually sounds better than I thought it would. So, and pardon me, do I have any oil in this? No. Oh, I don't have any old oil sitting anywhere because I just deposited a bunch of it. What have I got there? 5W30. Nothing takes 5W30 here at home. I might throw a little bit of that in here. We do have, like I said, a tiny bit of, just a tiny bit of oil in here because most of it's leaked out. Like just a tiny bit. So what I might do, how hard is it to get the hood off of this thing? It's just 2 bolts. Yeah, I'll get the, let's see. It's just like a hood pin right there too. It's like a, this is very, it's just, I've never worked on something like this before, so this is all new to me in terms of what we're working on here, but it's literally just like a pin in here to hold on the hood. So theoretically, hopefully, what I could do is just pull this pin. Or is it a cotter pin also? No, I should get that down, and this should come all the, sorry for the shakiness of the camera, I apologize. And this should come even further down. That gives me enough more room, I suppose, so I'll throw that clip to the side there, and I'll bring y'all to the side, and we'll open up the air filter box here. Like I said, we got a little bit more room now. Air filter box is very loose. I'm not going to run it for very long, just to kick it on starter fluid. I want to hear what it sounds like, because, like I said, it may just have had a very large oil leak. A little bit different setup than the Murray that I just worked on. Let's see here. All right. Because they don't have this back bolt here. Oh well. Either way, not bad. That's a what? 35-year-old mower at this point. The fact that it's as nice as it is pretty good. So I'll do that, and we'll push in some brake here, and we'll see what happens. Nothing. But it sounds a lot better than it did when I originally did this. So I could go directly in the spark plug hole, I suppose, to try this, but I kind of want to see if I can get it to go through the carb here. Man, they don't make these straws or anything for these spray cans anymore. I know a lot of it's coming out of the bottom there. Alright, so one more. Oh, she's a knocker. You can hear it. You can definitely hear it. Oh. Alright, so I know. Yeah, this engine's not long for the world, unfortunately. But y'all can hear it. Y'all can hear it go ka 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 ka. Because I know it was ran low on oil. Because you can hear that crankshaft slop there on it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get this thing on the lift, I suppose. I got to get the mower deck off of it. I quite honestly might give it a wash first. That actually might be what I do, because I'm about to go in and eat some lunch soon. So I may put this air filter back on and just give this thing a good wash before I swap the engine out. Just so so I'm not dealing with oil. Or I may just go ahead and pull the engine and worry about the oil later. Or worry about the oil once I get everything off of the engine, or off of the mower here. Alright, so just to show you how to do all this, this is a 5/16. Take the throttle cable off, take your fuel line off, looks like we've got a ground wire to take off right here as well for this one. And then on the other side, it's just a one wire for your stator wire down here that you got to take off. So not much. Oh, and your starter nut here. Not much doing here for any of these. I think, man, it's just caked in oil. Just caked in oil. And yeah. So I'll go ahead and disconnect all of that. We'll have 4 bolts, and this engine should come right out of here. Alright, so considering that there's a ton of oil around the engine, you would think, oh, this pulley on the bottom would come off pretty easily. Nope. So, got to be a little creative here, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to take the mower deck off. But what I have done, I just took the front rod off of the mower deck here so that I could get this off. Get the deck off. I jacked up the front, put it on stands, pulled the 4 bolts out of the engine. So the engine is actually loose and ready to come off, but I can't get the double stack pulley off. So I'm going to pull the mower deck, and so it looks like I have a couple of deck arms here, one right there, one on the other side, and then this spring. And I think that is going to, this has got a variable tension spring on it here, so that so that you can adjust it in accordance, like if your belt gets tighter or looser or something. So that's interesting. Alright, so yeah, just this clip on the other side, and this spring to get off, and this deck should just slide right off. So let me go ahead and do that, take this off, and I think what I'm going to do is tilt the whole mower on its side And we're going to try, I need to tilt it toward me with the, so, well, I'm probably not going to use the carb anyways anymore. Doesn't really matter, honestly. But I'm going to tilt the mower on its side, and then I'm going to see if I can get this double sack pulley off. I may just spray the mess out of it with some penetrating oil, let it sit for the afternoon and evening, and then try and go nuts with it tomorrow to get it off. Because I got to get this off, because I am sure that I'm not going to be able to find a replacement for one of these, considering that I've never seen one before, and Noma riding mowers barely even exist. So I'll go ahead and do that. All right, so this is working out okay. So I think we're gonna find out. What I did, I've tilted it on its side. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what side I tilt it on, because I'm not using this engine. This engine's trash. Well, what I have done is sprayed a ton of PB Blaster down, like I sprayed a ton of it down the shaft here, and let it soak for a few minutes, let it penetrate, because you can't do that from the bottom, so I'm letting gravity help me here. Let it penetrate from the bottom here. My words are all messed up today, but let it get down the shaft, and it seems to be working. It has freed up a little bit, and it's actively moving. So what I'm using currently is just a socket that fits down here. This one's a 9/16, because I've got the keyway here, as you can see. So we got to get around that. And oh, it just started moving real good. You can kind of see the PE blaster's been working its way out, and we are making really good progress. This engine should drop out here in a second. All right, we're getting close. How close are we? A whole lot closer than we were. Check this out. So there we go. A whole lot closer. So if I keep knocking this out, maybe I can hang for a second. I'll get this thing out. But my goal is to get it out and not damage anything. I think we're going to accomplish that. So, yep, y'all knew I was going to do that at some point. All right, and so we're very close, very, very close, and is the engine like we're like there can't be much more holding on this pulley here. Just a couple more, maybe a couple more good. I think I got it. All right, I just saw the engine move. So let's see here. Did we get it? So close, so close. There we go. Yay! I think I just busted the oil dipstick. Darn. That's okay, I've got a couple of them. That's unfortunate. If that's the only thing I bust, I can live with it. Because I've got a couple of these dipsticks hanging around. So No big deal at all. And that's the oil, the condition of the oil that was in it. And then the little collar came off as well, so yay! Alright, so that was easier than I thought it was going to be. So, let me get this thing back on its feet here. This is what that double stack pulley looks like. I did my best not to mess it up too much. It looks like I may have to bend it up here just a little bit. But still not bad. I can definitely live with that. So, all right. Here's a good chance to look at the drive system on it. As you can see, this belt still pretty decent, so I don't think I'm going to have to change anything. It does lock into gear, so the brakes don't work, so we'll have to investigate that as long as we get this thing running. But I do have a 12 horsepower Briggs hanging out somewhere. I want to see if I've got an 11 horse that is similar to this one. And if I do, I've got the carburetor and everything for it to swap everything out. So I'm going to see if I do. And if I do, then we'll put a more period correct engine on it. But either way, I know I've got something that'll fit. So this little venture with this 11 horse may not be worth it. Look at this. All this corrosion and stuff that's around the valves. I'm going to clean all this up. I put a bunch of stuff in the... Yeah, I mean, oh man, it had a dirt cover nest. We may not venture with this, but this is interesting. So, what I might do is this. I don't necessarily see where it's rust ridged or anything, so. I mean, this is crazy. Maybe it is rust ridged, but if these valves aren't stuck, I'd be shocked. Looks like I'm churning up like a milkshake or something in here. This is crazy. Let's see. Let's see if I can get some stuff to wipe some stuff out of here. Wow. Alright, so let's see. So this is definitely rust ridged. Alright, I'm going to continue just kind of wire brushing this stuff. So I pulled the head off, obviously. Good news about flatheads is this is what you work with. So just a few bolts and you got the whole head off and you're ready to rock here. So I'm going to clean all of this up here with a wire brush. I've already got the gasket and everything off. Gasket looks good. Just kind of clean around here. What I might do is lightly tap on this piston here to see if I can get it freed up. So I'm going to work on that and we'll report back and see if we can get this engine freed up. If I can get this engine freed up and the valves moving, I will give it a chance, throw it on the mower and see if we can get any sort of life. Mostly because this engine, I don't have a lot of opportunities to use an engine like this, whereas I could use a 12.5 flathead that's a newer style on a newer mower and make a little bit more money out of it. So I'm willing to give this a try. Okay, so what have I got to lose here, right? So more wire brush, tapped on the piston with this hammer very lightly, and look at this, we got it freed up. Now it is rust ridged, so I do need to work on this outside a little bit. This engine probably will smoke, but I am going to try we're going to see if we can get it to go. We've already got valves moving though, so this is pretty crazy. If I remember correctly, this came off of a 1990 model year Craftsman mower. So this is the shroud for it, and I think it's a 1985. I apologize, 80, yeah, 5. So pretty crazy, but yeah. So we should be able to move this. Can we get it past the rust ridge? Yes, I think. It's literally just soup coming up. See that? Wow. Oh, I got it stuck again. Darn it. Alright. Oh, that's a huge rust ridge. Man. Alright, let me see if I can clean some of this stuff out of here again. A little bit. I need to get some sandpaper or something to get inside this cylinder wall. Especially right there. Or maybe a more abrasive oh, that might actually work. Okay. Alright, well. That cylinder wall right there has been eat out. If anything, this might be a fun venture to see if it will at least run. I don't know. So we know that other engine is toast because of the because it got ran low on oil, right? So let me see. Can we get past the rust ridge here now? We're kind of starting. I don't know if there's anything I can do for that, though. Ugh. We'll throw a little bit more lubrication down there. We can get it to come up a little bit more. Can we make it do a full revolution? We just got very, very close. All right, look at there. I'll get it right here. I don't know if this is top dead center or not, but either way, we'll wipe off a bunch of junk here. And see what we've got. We've also got a stuck valve. And we've got valves that aren't opening. Oh, there's a valve that opens. Hey, will it shut? No. So, what we could do here, spray some of that down there, and lightly tap with a hammer. Okay, lightly tap with a hammer. Oh, maybe not that one. We could be in a... Oh no, okay. This is crazy. If this engine runs, it's going to be insane. It's been like, I feel like I've been working miracles around here recently. So we got the intake valve free. Boom. And the exhaust valve, maybe one day. Oh, it's not, I mean, it's not that far off though. Unless the valve spring itself is messed up. No, there we go. Holy moly. This is, oh man. I think I drugged this mower home that this engine was on like 3 years ago. It was back in the woods in somebody's house. And I couldn't even tell you how long it had been sitting there before then. So, alright, so I guess I'll clean the rest of the head off of this thing and I'll slap it on. I'll expedite the process a little bit. I showed you how to take it off, take the engine off. I'll slap the head back on, head gasket, a few bolts, clean the head up, throw this on, hook up all the things real quick for the starter and all that good stuff. And we'll see if this engine will turn over and fire. It's going to be cool if it does, that's for sure. Alright guys, before we go any further, I got it mounted. It doesn't seem like there's a ton of compression on it, but hey, we're going to give it a try. You don't have to have a lot of compression on these to get them started. So this might be, this might actually work. So before I go any further, what I'm going to do is hook up my jump box again, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of encouragement with some carb spray. Probably going to do this a few times in order to make it work. And I mean, hopefully this thing will just kick over. This will be pretty cool. You know, think if you've been, you know, asleep since, say, probably 2005, so 20 years. Starter seems fine. So this may take a little bit of waking back up, you know, so may throw a battery in it if it can get it to hit a couple times here as well. But let me grab what I need to grab here, and do I have the throttle up? I don't know if the throttle's all the way up or down here. That's one of the two. But we're going to just do this right here and hit this. And like I said, she may be a little bit of a smoker, but if it starts, or if it will go, look at there. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if she's got enough compression to run or not, but we're going to give it a valiant effort here. Valiant effort. Oh my gosh. Ha! There it is. Alright, that's enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and put oil in it. And I may go ahead and slap the carb on. I'm going to link, I know this video is probably getting really long. I'm going to link the carb swap to the Murray mower that I did in the video description. If I forget, it's literally like 1 or 2 videos in front of this one, and you'll be able to see it. I know I'm getting long, so I am going to go ahead and take care of that. Alright guys, new carburetor is on. One thing I have to do to these aftermarket ones is the threads are not the same, at least on the two that I've changed out. And so I have to retap the threads for this as well as this. This one I actually had to put some thread tape in on this so that it didn't leak. So now we don't have any leaks. I am very interested to see, I'm going to pull it out because I feel like this thing's going to be a smoke show. And we also don't have a muffler on it. So this is going to be a little bit of a interesting one. But these old 12 horse Briggs, 11 horse Briggs are not terribly loud without the muffler. So what I'm interested in seeing is if it'll run. So I've got the jump box hooked up because I'm in dire need of getting batteries. But yeah, so let's try it. Alright, push the brake in. Lock, we'll do that right here for now. And we'll crank it. Will it start on its own? It doesn't want to. Try it again. It really wants to. Come on, you want to do it. It's really trying. Let me see if I can spray a shot of starting fluid and if it'll encourage it a little bit. It may not have enough compression, but we're at least going to give it a valiant effort. We also have a lot of stuff to clear out of it too, so let's see. Oh, I think we're okay. Uh-oh. Seriously? Oh well. Alright, so let me try a little bit more here. And oh man, I think I got a stuck needle in the seat. I remember what I had to do last time. I had to open up my jet right there a little bit. And let's see. This thing's going to be flooded now, but well, that's right. So, starter gear stopped throwing up. Alright, let's see if that does anything. I'm just very interested in this, so maybe it'll. Oh, that sounded promising. Oh, come on. Man, it sounds very promising, I'll say that much. To me now. Starter gear keeps binding up on me. I don't know why. Man, we're so close. So close. think I'm going to have to put the other starter on it. That stinks. It hits once, and that's all it'll do. Seriously. I think once we get all the junk and stuff cleared out of the head, this thing might roll. I'm going to put a battery in this. That way I can at least crank on it a little bit more and may soak down this starter a little bit more too, because this gear doesn't want to go. And we'll give it another effort here. Good news is I got a whole parts engine. I can just throw a starter off of that on and that works. So, man, we're close though. I think we're getting close. All right, I'm going to crank on this a little bit more. We'll see if this starter comes back. I've got the put a bunch of WD-40 on it, and it still don't want to do it. Daggone. Just super tight in there for some reason. Let's see. I may be changing the starter out here in a second. Like I said, I just want to try to get this thing to go. It sounds like it's flooded out, which is very possible, because it was just leaking gas out the top there. Like it really wants to, but it's just not. Trying to get closer. I'm going to keep flushing it out, see if we can get it to go. wedged underneath the engine. That thing didn't even smoke when we cranked it up. That's after we got it to run. That was crazy. That's awesome. I do need to swap that starter out. That's an easy fix there. I gotta go get some batteries. I am out of batteries, but that thing runs like a top. That is fantastic. I'm so happy for that. So we are gonna, man, that's awesome. So now I feel good to put the double stack pulley underneath it and all that good stuff. I'm gonna connect the ground wire to the little terminal here and just splice it, because it looks like it's been spliced already at one point. So I'll just splice it right here, clip it in right there, and we'll figure out the air filter and situation, because I don't have a bolt that's long enough, but I think I can put a nut underneath it. And I'll put the double stack pulley on it, we'll drive it around. Crazy. This engine probably hasn't run in 20 some years if I were to guess. So that is pretty cool. Alright, we're getting dark out here, but feeling good, and it's a nice evening. So gonna try and get this finished up at least. Hood back on it, mower deck back on it. I got the double stack pulley underneath it and put a ground cable on it. Air filter as well, just to make sure. I think the mower is going to have a little bit of blow by, but it's not going to be. I mean, it's a 30-some-year-old mower, so. Like I said, this engine probably hasn't run in 20-some years, so the fact that it's running as well as it is, considering what we started with, is really good. I'm going to get the mower deck back on it. We're going to check to see if the deck will engage, and then I think we're going to call it a night. What we'll have to do tomorrow is fix the brakes on it and give it a good final cleaning. Alright guys, I got the mower deck back on. Again, just 3 points plus the engagement spring, and here we are. So let's test it out. Hopefully we just need to put the hood on it and give it a good cleaning and sharpen the blades and fix the brakes after this. This is a great spot to be at for today, especially with an engine that hasn't ran in for so long. So let's see. I gotta make sure these are freed up. That was my fault. Almost sounds like I might have a bearing issue on that one. Alright, let's see what happens now. The clutch pedal either stopped working or the tensioner. No, it's still. I don't know why it's still trying to drive there, because the belt is loose whenever I do that, so that's weird. It was still trying to drive in gear whenever I depressed the brake pedal. So I may work on that a little bit later, but for now, we've got a running, driving, and cutting mower that basically I've just worked the afternoon on, or most of the day actually, but should bring us a decent amount of money. So again, we got a few things to do tomorrow, but we're going to do that then. Alright, so we're very, very close. I just need to clean this thing up and sharpen the blades on it. So that's the next order of business. So I put ATF in the front tires. They have been holding up great since I've done that. Put it in like a bottle of slime. Tires hold air. I think this engine maybe has a tiny bit of blow by, but it's nothing to matter. And it's set overnight and it's holding gas and not leaking out. So I do need to clean the engine, clean the hood, and just a general one more cleaning on the machine and the mower deck as well. The mower deck's actually in okay shape, a little bit messed up here on the left side, but nothing crazy. The drive belt was one of the easiest drive belts I think I've ever taken off. I took it off with the mower deck on. It's just 3 pulleys down here. The crankshaft pulley, the transmission pulley, and then the tensioner pulley. Reason being is because it was, brakes didn't work and it was too hard to shift. I found a belt that was just a tiny bit longer, like maybe a 1/4 inch, and that's made the difference. It's still a little hard to shift, but at least it's not trying to, bulldoze through whenever you hit the brake. Brake wise, I fixed the brakes on it. It was pretty easy actually. So the brake rod was back here in the back, right? So that brake rod has an adjustment, and I just had to adjust it with a couple of 1/2 inch bolts, and our brakes work great now. So if I do this, I'll put you on the tripod so you can see it. But when I do that and hit the brakes, it actually stops now. So that's a good thing. So let's see. Driving, brakes, and it stops. So that's good. Now I release the brake and it works. Hit the brakes, it stops. So I'm going to get on this thing. I'll show you that it does all the things before I do a final cleaning, and then we'll wrap this video up, which will be good. We'll just ride it up the driveway here for now. And I'll get out here so y'all can see it cold start. So the engine's not smoking or anything like that. I've had it running for a decent amount of time since I turned everything around, put everything in it. But I think it's good, y'all. Especially for a 35-year-old mower that is from a defunct company. I mean, where am I going to find Noma parts, you know? So, either way, getting the belt changed out and getting everything else changed out helped in terms of shifting. It's still a little hard, especially if you come to a complete stop and try to shift. So I try and shift before I come to a stop. So just a couple little quirks. Really isn't going to impact anything, honestly. I think it's going to be a pretty good mower. This mower, this is not a very valuable mower. It'll probably sell between $300 and $350. I'll probably list it for $350. It'll probably sell for $300. I'm going to get this thing cleaned off, show you what it looks like after I clean everything off, and then we'll be done with this. So here we are. The only thing I can't really do because of the way this mower is made, I guess it's been hit the front so many times, is fix the rake on the mower deck here in the front. So that's the only thing I can't really do, unfortunately. So it does have a decent amount of, you know, upward to lower movement here in the front. But again, people aren't going to be cutting, you know, striping their yards and mess with this. This is literally just going to be a machine that somebody's going to cut their yard with until it quits, probably. But yeah, how about that? This one took a little bit of work, but it really wasn't too bad. As you can see, it's pretty clean. The 11 horsepower, if it didn't have a Craftsman, if I could use the old engine cover, then it would be even look more original. But old 11 horse Briggs that probably ain't been running 20 some years, running great now. Y'all just saw that. And got it all cleaned up, ready to go. It runs, drives, cuts. Like I said, probably like a $300 mower, maybe a $350 mower. Seems like that's what I've been getting ready here lately. Mostly because they're the one. These older mowers seem like they're the ones that don't need all that much work around here. I mean, engine, obviously, we did a lot of work on this, but I did it still in like a day and a half. So not too bad of a return there. And so swap the engine, carburetor, put a different drive belt on, but the drive belt on this is like easier than Craftsman mowers, so that was nice. And just a few little cosmetic things, new battery in it, so you know, I'll make a couple $100 off of it, but if that gives somebody a cheap, reasonable mower, then why not, right? Pretty interesting machine, because I've never seen one in my life until I got this one, and I got it. I didn't pay anything for it. It was given to me. And so that was nice that I was able to literally just pull an engine out of the shed, put it in here, and clean it up, get it running. The thing doesn't even smoke. Y'all saw how bad the cylinder walls were. You would think it'd be smoking like crazy, but it doesn't smoke a lick. So that's great. Had good success with flathead Briggs not smoking here lately, which has been great. Yeah. Let me know, have y'all ever seen one of these things? I know that Noma mowers exist. I don't know if Dynamark and Noma are under the same brand, but since this is a 39-inch cut, nobody was doing 39-inch cuts really at that point in time. It was usually 38, 42. Some Murray would do a 40-inch, so 39 is pretty interesting. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Quite a few different machines here lately that y'all have seen on the channel, and I hope that y'all have enjoyed it. Just building up a library of all the things that I've worked on. It's been some cool stuff that's come through here, and I am thankful that y'all have decided to join me for the journey of all these over the years. So we'll keep working. I've got plenty of mowers, but things have been selling pretty well even before the spring here, and if I don't get a lot of trades, then it's going to be a lot cleaner around here too, which is good. So very excited for that. I thank y'all very much for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next repair.